Hello friends, we are once again presenting you a new video at Tension Chowk. You need not to worry and don't take tensions anymore because Tension Chowk is made to release all kind of tensions. Here we gather once again with our new guest, Mr. Swapnil Srivastava. He is a distinguished scholar and he is pursuing post-graduation from JNU in defense studies. So this is the most important time when the emerging situation of conflict once again arises at Sino-India border with the open border disputes in which the two countries went to war in 1962. So we will put some questions on both the fronts, being the epicenter of our nation policy on internal as well as external threats. So I am here introducing Mr. Swapnil Srivastava. Welcome Swapnil Srivastava and Tension Chowk.
Thank you, Taj, for inviting me at the Tension Chowk. As we know, there is so much of tension in the society, country. So thanks for inviting me.
Yes, most welcome. Mr. Swapnil Srivastava, as you are pursuing the defense studies.
Yes.
So my first question to you is, why the study of warfare is so important?
See, Taj, if we look at a society, how the human lives have evolved, so we will realize that every lesson in our society has emerged from the warfare.
All right.
For example, what is a war? There are two people fighting for the limited resource. That can be a land, that can be a air, that can be a space or anything. So what is a business? There are two people fighting for the limited resources.
Yes.
That is the same consumer.
Okay.
Moreover, okay, for my common viewers, let me come to Hindi. जैसे हमने देखा है कि हमारा समाज जिस तरीके से डेवलप हुआ है, वॉरफेयर भी उसी तरीके से डेवलप हुई है. पहले इंसान ने आग जलाना सीखा, तो पहले आपको पता होगा, पहले रियासतें होती थी. लोग एक रियासत से दूसरी रियासत के लिए लड़ते थे, घोड़ों से लड़ते थे, हाथियों से लड़ते थे. फिर इंसान ने नाव बनाना सीखा, तैरना सीखा, तो उसका भी एम बढ़ा कि अच्छा अब मैं एक दूसरी कंट्री को टारगेट करूंगा. सो ही स्टार्टेड शिपिंग. तो वही जहां एक जमीनी लड़ाई में एक ऐसे सैनिक की जरूरत थी जिसको सिर्फ कहा जाए वो रहा तुम्हारा लक्ष्य, जाओ और उस पे उस किले पे कब्जा करो. वहीं हमारी जो समुद्री रास्ते से जो सेना जाने लगी, उसको ऐसे लोगों की जरूरत थी जिनको नेविगेशन करना भी आता हो, जिनको शिप के थ्रू जाना भी आता हो, और उनको एक बताया जा सके कि यहाँ से 1000 नॉटिकल माइल्स जब आप जाओगे वहां पे आपको एक आइलैंड मिलेगा, उसको आपको कैप्चर करना.
Like a new adventure.
या सो आपको पढ़े लिखे सैनिक की जरूरत पड़ी, जैसे मैप रीडिंग आती हो, जिसे समुद्र को पढ़ना आता हो. फिर इंसान ने हवाई जहाज बनाना सीखा, तो ही स्टार्टेड फाइटिंग फॉर द एयर स्पेस. तो हमारी एयर स्पेस, या हम कह सकते हैं हमारी एयरफोर्स एग्जिस्टेंस में आई. समुद्री रास्तों से उसकी वजह से हमारी नेवी एग्जिस्टेंस में आई. फिर वहीं हमें एयरफोर्स में ऐसे लोगों की जरूरत थी जो एक तरीके से एरोडायनेमिक्स को समझते हैं, जिनको एरोप्लेन उड़ाना आता हो, जो ऊपर से देख सके कि कौन सा लैंड कैसा दिखता है. तो हमें और ज्यादा शायद पढ़े लिखे लोगों की जरूरत पड़ी. फिर भी मनुष्य की संतुष्टि उससे नहीं हुई. देन हमने स्पेस पे भी अपना क्लेम करना शुरू कर दिया कि ये स्पेस हमारा है. तो वी स्टार्टेड लॉन्चिंग सैटेलाइट्स. सो वी स्टार्टेड क्लेमिंग स्पेस. तो वहां पे हमें साइंटिस्ट की जरूरत पड़ी. सो नाउ हम एक ऐसे दौर में आ गए हैं जहां पे कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क्स, वी हैव कम टू द साइबर वॉरफेयर एंड द साइकोलॉजिकल वॉरफेयर. तो हम देख सकते हैं कि एक जो हमारे लड़ाई लड़ने का तरीका है हमारी सभ्यता के साथ कैसे कैसे बदलता गया. तो जहां पहले लड़ाई एक सिर्फ ताकतवर, जो शारीरिक रूप से ताकतवर है, उन लोगों का पेशा माना जाता था, वहीं आज जो साइंटिस्ट हैं, जो नेटवर्क्स को समझते हैं, जो ये समझते हैं कि इंसान के माइंड को कैसे टारगेट करना है. अगर हमारी सेना, हमारे सैनिक, हमारे पुलिस, अगर उनकी माइंड को कोई टारगेट करे और वो सोचे कि हमें क्यों लड़ना है, तो क्या आप कितनी भी अच्छी गन खरीद के ले आओ, क्या उससे कोई फायदा है? तो दिस इज द न्यू वॉरफेयर जो मैं समझता हूँ कि हम सभी को उसे समझने की जरूरत है।
Now you put a new definition of war, that war is not to eliminate something but to evolve something. So this is a great adventure that you studied warfare in a new concept. Now moving to our title, India's internal and external security threats. Which is more sensitive?
See, Taj, when we are talking about threat, we need to understand what actually a threat is.
Alright.
So, threat is anything which makes us uncomfortable,
Alright.
which gives us, which disturbs us.
Okay.
So, when we talk of internal threats, I will also name it as a national threats,
Okay.
and the external threats as the international threats for our country. So, naming the international threats are our boundary disputes with our neighbor Pakistan, with China. Now, which is the most interesting, which has happened maybe first time in the last 70 years, is the claims by the Nepal. Then the Doklam standoff, which happened at the tri-junction of the India, China and Bhutan. Then, although the many issues have been resolved with the Bangladesh, so these threats which affect the sovereignty of our country, we may call it as the external threats. And naming the internal threats are which are affecting the nation as a whole, maybe the insurgency in the northeast, which however has been contained to 2-3 districts only, maybe in Manipur the areas bordering Myanmar, the Nagaland, the areas bordering the Nagaland, some part of Arunachal and some part of Assam.
Okay.
Also moving to the red corridors where the Naxalite problems are there.
Yeah, this is the internal problem mainly.
These are the
And at central region.
yes. Also the normal law and order situations which keep on emerging, like the recent Delhi riots.
Yes.
I'll also name it as a threat when a common man goes to a police station that he has been beaten by the goons and his FIR is not being registered. That is also an internal threat.
Yeah, this is a good point you made. Yes. Now, the main concern is what you see a main challenge to India's domestic policy. Means it would be an internal threat or external threat. There is a common phrase that if we are sound and strong within ourselves, then we cannot fall. So, is the internal threat paves the way for the external threats, or is it the external threats that weaken us?
Sitaj, I'll say both are related.
Okay.
If we don't counter the external threats, there'll be no nation. If there is no nation, there'll be no internal problems. So if there is no nation, there'll be no internal security policy. In order to have an internal security policy, we need to have a nation first. So I'll say the prime focus of our country has been the to save our country from the external aggression. That's why we have got our armed forces, Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, as well as the Coast Guard,
Okay.
which comes under the Ministry of Defense, which have been vested with the responsibility of saving ourselves, saving the country from the external threats. Now coming to the internal threats, see, we've got several paramilitary forces, which are also called as Central Armed Police Forces, CRPF,
Okay, can't repeat.
CRPF, BSF, ITBP, SSB, which have been vested with the responsibility of internal security,
All right.
as well as also the guarding the some portion of the, like BSF emerged after the 62 war to guard the borders as the first line of defense, so
Yeah,
that our army is ever ready.
Likewise, the emergence of CRPF and
Yes.
CISF and then NSG.
Yes, to so that our army is ever ready to respond to any contingencies. So I'll again quote an example from the Indian Army. If you take the example of Punjab, Punjab alone as a state contributes for the 3 regiments. That is Punjab regiment, Sikh regiment, and the Sikh regiment. Whereas from all south states, there is only one regiment, that is Madras regiment. So why so? Because when the northern part of the country was more prone to the aggression, the people from the Afghanistan, Iran, they all have been coming, looting the countries. There was always a threat. So these people, in order to protect themselves, they became fighters. If you look at the, what do we call, the Gurdwara, it is not a Gurdwara, it's a fortress. It has got a wall, it has got one entry, one exit, it has got a sarovar inside, which is water reservoir, it has got a langar inside, and the complete wealth of the society also that has been melted and kept there. Our past, the warfare has always affected the behavior of a humankind. So you'll find the most bravest of the brave from the, I no mean to say South Indians are not brave, but the bravest of the brave in the warfare you'll find from Punjabis. They are excellent soldiers. So that has always, the, I again say, the warfare has always affected the behavior of a humankind.
So you put emphasis on certain things as an internal threat, means the Jammu and Kashmir militancy, the cross-border terrorism, and the militancy in northeast. Some are the groups which are still hidden in the cross-border of Manipur, sorry, Myanmar, that are ULFA and National Socialist Council of Nagaland. So how do you like look at these problems that India should do, must do to contain these groups in order to resolve the internal threats? Means one more question is there. The problem of Naxalites means appeared or emerged from the West Bengal at Naxalbari in late in 1960s. So don't you think that these problems emerge from our own political fragmentation, yeah, or our own political unwillingness to solve this, to eliminate, to alleviate the poverty problem, to make region more accountable in the case of development, the uneven distribution of wealth, the uneven distribution, the development. These are the problems which allows these things to emerge, and this we can contain if we have a political will.
See, Taj, you have already answered the half of the question. Yes. So, if we look at the Hindi meaning of insurgency, it says withdraw. Yes. As a human being, we also do withdraw in our home from the childhood when something was not done as we desire. So, we need to look at why again, why a person is behaving the way he is behaving. I have stayed in the Naxalite area for 2.5 months. I've spent quite a lot of time in Manipur as part of my research. So, if you, I'll not give you as such all answers are there if you read. I'll give you the practical points. So, in 2012, I happened to be in a Kondagaon district of Chhattisgarh. One of my friend was there. So, we went to a village. There the, I believe it, the army had come at that time for short duration, I think to train the paramilitary forces, and Jalvike Singh used to be the army chief then. So I went to a village, the army had put up a medical camp. So in that village there was only one talab. People used to drink water from that village. People used to wash from the same water. People used to bath from the same water. The whole, I think the 90% village was suffering from the skin disease. The I saw the pregnant ladies, carrying the woods, going to the forest, cutting trees, then selling in the market. So it really, you'll see, is really this India also exists. The people are fighting for the last night bread. They are earning every day so that they can, they are working every day so that they can eat, they can earn a 3-time meal. So whereas, the industrialists go there, they put up a factory, earn in, exploit the local resources, earn in millions and come back. What do they get?
Improper distribution of resources.
Yeah. So there has been a lot of dissatisfaction in the people. How this dissatisfaction can be, fought or the cured? So I feel that guns are not the solution. You read the lot of insurgencies, the army, paramilitary forces, they can create a favorable situation where the government can work. See, they are so remote areas that, the police maybe there may be a Chowky in such a remote area, they might not be functional, because if you read the how the people are attacking, people are coming in a group of hundreds, vandalizing the police Chowky, looting the weapons and ammunition. Actually, this can only be fought with the education, making people aware. And let me tell you, the society, the paramilitary forces deployed there are doing a wonderful job. But see, there is no magic that we do like this and the problem gets. It will take time.
There must be a political solution.
Yes, yes, and I'm sure the government is working on that. See, the youths in our country are the, we got the India is called the country of youths, and also you will find that why the in all government universities there is a reservation for the people, scheduled tribes, so that we can attract the youths, we can change their mind. Only by changing the mind we can bring the change there. Same is the issue in the Manipur. So now it has become a business. There is no, I don't think that there is any cause left in the insurgency and it will die its own death. I am sure the security forces are working on it, the central government is working on it, and we'll see soon that the situation normalizes.
So what you are saying would be the dream which every Indian want to see, the every young Indian